My life is so miserable because I've let my weight get so out of control that I'm barely functioning, and it's getting harder and worse every single day.
Meet Samantha. Her life is an absolute prison, and she's the one holding the key, but she's lost it somewhere in a pile of takeout containers. Every single movement is a monumental struggle, a battle against her own body. She says she wishes it was all a nightmare, but this is her reality, folks. This isn't just being overweight, this is being entombed in your own flesh. She is literally fighting for survival from the moment she wakes up, and the sheer misery is just pouring through the screen.
I remember my weight gain really started when I was 5 or 6, about the time my parents were divorced. I have 4 siblings, a younger sister who is my real sister. The rest of my siblings are half, and the divorce was very hard for everybody.
And here it is, the origin story. Of course, it all starts with a broken home, a messy divorce, an alcoholic father who was a monster when drunk. It's the classic recipe for lifelong trauma. Food became her only friend, her only source of comfort when everything else was pure chaos. It's a tragic textbook case of how childhood pain can manifest into a slow-motion suicide decades later. She wasn't just eating to be full, she was eating to numb the agony of her past. You can draw a direct line from that little girl seeking refuge in food to the immobile woman we see today. The foundation of her entire life is built on this pain.
To start fetish modeling for a website that catered to people who liked large women. So I have a setup in my apartment where I can film myself eating.
This is a whole new level of enabling. Her job, her source of income, is being a fetish model where men pay her to eat on camera. Let me get this straight. She is literally being paid to kill herself. This isn't a family member sneaking her a cheeseburger. This is a system she has built that monetizes her own destruction. Her fans, the very people funding her lifestyle, are reinforcing her addiction and pushing her closer to the grave with every dollar. It's an absolutely insane cesspool of dysfunction. Her self-worth is now tied to the very thing that is destroying her. Make it make sense.
I think it was 940.
So in a month and a half, you put on almost another 150 pounds?
Yeah.
So you realize that your weight is getting to a very dangerous point right now.
Dr. Now comes in, the only voice of reason in this entire clown show. He's on the video call, and the look on his face says it all. He finds out she's gained a jaw-dropping 150 pounds while in the hospital. Who does that? It's a place for healing, and she's turned it into her own private all-you-can-eat buffet, ordering takeout to her room. Dr. Now slashes through the nonsense. He's an exorcist today, and he's here to cast out the demons of delusion. He sees the pattern, the self-sabotage, and the addiction in full control, and he is not having any of it. Absolutely none.
Chicken and broccoli. I'm very serious about this. I cannot put my daughter in the dead parent club like I was at 20. She's 18 now. She has to have me.
After Dr. Now lays down the rules, we get the waterworks. But for the first time, this feels different. She starts talking about her daughter, Bella, and the fear of leaving her alone, just like her own father's death left a hole in her life. The cold, hard terror of reality is finally breaking through the layers of denial. She's finally confronting the consequences of her actions, not for herself, but for the person she loves most. This is the emotional breakthrough. The moment she realizes that her choices could destroy her daughter's future. It's raw, it's painful, and it's absolutely necessary.
If food makes me happy and I'm gonna die anyways, why don't I just make myself happy? Look at that. I'm right off the bone.
It's really hard to watch.
And just when you think there might be a glimmer of hope, this happens. The moment she gets home from the hospital, what does she do? She orders a massive feast of ribs and junk food. The addiction is so powerful, so deeply ingrained, that she can't even last a few hours. This is a nosedive right back into the abyss. Her daughter Bella is watching this horror show, completely defeated. This moment perfectly captures the brutal reality of addiction. The old habits are a relentless enemy. And right now, Samantha isn't just losing the battle, she's waving a giant white flag made of greasy napkins.
These past months have been a huge change for me because getting weight loss surgery saved my life. When the stay-at-home stuff started, I started to get scared I wasn't going to be able to get weight loss surgery. So I was very excited when I found out that I was going to get it here in Denver.
This is it. Samantha has gotten so out of control, ballooning to nearly 1,000 pounds, that Dr. Now has to make an unprecedented move. He can't get her to Houston, so he brings the help to her, arranging for a local surgeon to perform an emergency gastric sleeve. This is a Hail Mary pass to save her from certain death. It's the ultimate act of tough love. He knows she can't do it on her own, that her addiction is too strong, so he's taking away her ability to self-destruct. This isn't just an intervention. It's a forced rescue mission, and it's her absolute last chance.
We're gonna weigh in. Let me see. This is the best way. Oh, okay. says 280.2. So this is in kilogram. I'm just gonna do a quick calculation.
Wow, look at this moment, people. After months of being in a controlled hospital environment post-surgery, we finally see the result. The scale flashes 616 pounds. That is a colossal drop from her peak of nearly 1,000 pounds. You can see the flicker of genuine shock and pride on her face. This is the earned reward. This wasn't magic. This was the result of having the weapon of her addiction physically limited by surgery. She fought, she was forced to comply, and for the first time in over a decade, her weight is moving in the right direction. This is a massive, hard-won victory.
After my most recent surgery, the wounds refused to heal, and so I was sent to a rehab facility, and this is where I'm at right now.
And so the journey ends. For now, not with a triumphant finish line, but with a hopeful new beginning from a rehab facility. Samantha looks into the camera, acknowledging the setbacks like her nasty infection, but there's a new fire in her eyes. She's talking about her cats, her daughter, and her future. The old Samantha, the one buried in despair, is gone. In her place is a survivor, someone who has been to the brink and clawed her way back. She knows it's not over, but she's refusing to give up. It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life, and she's finally doing it.
I wake up every day to the same miserable experience because my weight has me trapped in this chair all day, every day. And I hate it. All I can do now is eat and sleep, except on the days where I'm forced to take a bath, which I really hate doing.
All right, people, we are diving right into the deep end of despair with this one. We meet Gina, and her reality is an absolute waking nightmare. She spends her entire existence confined to a single chair, a prisoner in her own home and her own body. Her daily life has been reduced to just two activities: eating and sleeping. The most shocking part? She reveals that her personal hygiene consists of a sponge bath while sitting on a toilet using a bucket, maybe once a month. Let that sink in.
It's even worse, especially with my dad because he was the enforcer, kind of. And when I did something wrong and he was upset, my punishments from him could get brutal.
And here comes the backstory, which paints a grim picture of how this all started. Gina recounts a childhood filled with horrific abuse from her father. She describes him as brutal, both physically and emotionally, subjecting her and her sister to beatings, hair pulling, and a constant barrage of verbal abuse, calling them worthless and disgusting. It's absolutely heartbreaking. In the face of this relentless torment, food became their only escape, their sole source of comfort and refuge from the pain. Her addiction was born as a survival mechanism in a war zone of a home, a truly tragic foundation for a lifetime of struggle.
Hi babe, where are you?
Oh, I'm going home.
Oh, okay, well, can you go to the diner and pick up us some food?
No, we have food at home. I can cook at home.
You're not gonna cook this late.
This is just peak absurdity. Gina's wife Beth complains about being a caretaker, yet in the very next breath, she becomes the primary enabler. We witness a phone call where Gina, feeling peckish, demands that Beth pick up takeout. Beth puts up a token resistance for about 5 seconds, suggesting she could cook at home, but Gina shuts that down immediately. With zero hesitation, Beth caves and agrees to facilitate the fast food delivery. Make it make sense. You can't complain about the situation when you are actively serving as the caterer for the very problem you despise. This dynamic is a 5-alarm fire of codependency, and it's clear Gina won't get better while surrounded by this behavior.
Like,
Boredom.
yeah.
So I assume that you're not working.
No, I don't work.
All right, so how you support yourself?
I'm on disability and my wife works.
Enter Dr. Now, the singular voice of reason in this chaotic mess. He doesn't mince words for a second. He looks at Gina and Beth and immediately diagnoses the core issue. It's not just Gina's eating, it's the entire toxic system they've built. He calls out Gina's constant snacking due to boredom for the foolish excuse that it is. Then, he turns his attention to Beth and the family, explicitly telling them to stop being her personal food delivery service. He lays down the law, a strict 1,200 calorie diet, no snacks, and a 50-pound weight loss goal in 2 months. He's cutting off the supply chain of enabling right at the source.
Down a little, but I'm trying to do the best I can because I know how important this is.
You have some turkey burgers, there's eggs, there's some lettuce if you want me to make a salad.
Are you kidding me? They are barely back home from seeing Dr. Now, and the Defiance is already in full swing. Gina immediately complains that she's hungry and doesn't feel well, using it as a blatant excuse to demand food she knows she can't have. When Beth lists the healthy options available, turkey burgers, eggs, salad, Gina dismisses them all. She wants something she shouldn't be eating. This isn't a struggle, this is a straight-up refusal to even try. She was just given a lifeline, a clear path to saving her own life, and her first move is to throw a fit because she can't get her junk food fix. The addiction is in complete control.
Alexandra, with this ring, do you pledge before all of your friends and family to love, honor, and cherish Keith from today and all the days hereafter?
I do.
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may now high five and kiss your bride.
The scene at her sister's wedding rehearsal is a masterclass in manipulative meltdowns. The moment Gina has to be around other people and confront the reality of her situation, she just completely shuts down. She claims it's too much and that she's overwhelmed, but what's really happening here? She can't handle the shame and the anxiety of being seen, so she makes a scene and retreats to the car. This isn't just social anxiety, it's a tactical maneuver to make her problem the center of attention and to escape any accountability. By fleeing, she forces everyone else to tiptoe around her feelings, successfully derailing the event and making it all about her.
Time if you're just gonna wait around for someone else to do the hard work for you.
But I know.
If you know, then why haven't you done it already?
I know. I don't know. I don't know what to say because it's true.
It doesn't matter what you say, it matters what you do.
This is the confrontation we've been waiting for. At her follow-up appointment, the scale delivers a shocking verdict. Gina has gained weight. Gained. Dr. Now is having absolutely none of her excuses. He tells her point blank that she didn't want to change her habits, so she didn't. He calls out the dysfunctional, food-centric relationship with Beth as a massive part of the problem. His frustration is boiling over. He essentially tells her that moving to Houston was pointless if she wasn't going to do the work. He delivers the ultimatum: lose 50 pounds in the next 2 months, or she is out of the program for good.
It's my chance to get weight loss surgery. So I just have to have made it. That's a lot better than last time. But I'm honestly not sure if that's enough, and I did it.
Well, isn't this something? After months of failure and defiance, Gina shows up and the scale finally shows a significant loss, over 40 pounds. It's the first genuinely positive development in this entire saga. Dr. Now acknowledges the hard work and, in a moment of cautious optimism, he approves her for weight loss surgery. But there's a massive catch. He schedules it 3 months out and gives her a final test. Lose another 50 pounds before then. This is the ultimate moment of false hope. It feels like a victory, but it's really just a last chance trial period. The real question is, can she sustain this for more than 5 minutes?
Okay, go ahead, step on it.
So to move ahead, I need to be down 493 today.
All right, 556. So you actually gained some weight.
And here it is, the tragic conclusion. It's surgery day. The moment of truth has arrived. All the work, all the second chances, it all comes down to this final weigh-in. Gina gets on the scale, and the numbers are just jaw-dropping, but not in a good way. She's gained over 10 pounds back. She failed the final test in the most spectacular fashion. Dr. Now doesn't even hesitate. He cancels the surgery on the spot. It's over. What an absolute wasted opportunity. After a full year, she is heavier than when she started. This isn't just a failure to lose weight, it's a complete refusal to save her own life.
Men say they'll continue to drive until they find a place that can help.
I just don't know where to turn to. I called everybody you could think of in the state of Rhode Island.
Folks, we are starting at a level of absurdity that is simply off the charts. This isn't your typical rock bottom. This is a rock bottom wrapped in a pepperoni pizza. Stephen, an 800-pound man, gets kicked out of a hospital, a place designed to help people, for violating his care plan by ordering a pizza. Make it make sense. The news reports are playing like it's a national emergency, and his father is driving him around in his truck because there is literally nowhere else to go. Dr. Nozaradin himself says he's not sure what to expect, calling it a perfect storm of dysfunction. That, my friends, is the understatement of the century.
Because my childhood wasn't good, to say the least. My mom is an alcoholic, and my parents' relationship was pretty rocky. So me and my younger brother Justin put up with a lot of abuse because of that. It was arguments all the time, fighting.
And here comes the tragic, twisted origin story. It's almost a checklist for creating a dysfunctional adult. The boy's mother is an alcoholic who was never around, leaving them to fend for themselves. Justin recounts how Stephen, being greedy, would gobble down all the food before he could get any. On top of the neglect, they were physically beaten by their mom's boyfriends while she was too busy getting drunk to care. It's a truly awful foundation for any child. Food wasn't just food, it was their only comfort, their only friend in a house full of chaos and violence. It provides context, but wow, it does not excuse the monstrous behavior we're about to witness.
Quit calling me.
Okay, don't forget. Yeah, bye.
I will forget. Bye.
I can't believe he's asking for food again. He just ate 2 hours ago.
The father-son dynamic is pure, unadulterated poison. They've been on the road for hours, and Steven starts demanding food like a giant angry toddler. He calls his dad, whines, and threatens until he gets his way. And what does dad do? He complains for a second and then completely caves, getting him a large pizza. This isn't love. It's a hostage situation where the currency is calories. The father is so beaten down by years of manipulation that he just buys the pizza to shut him up. He's not just feeding his son's body, he's feeding the addiction and the monstrous behavior that comes with it. Absolutely staggering insanity on display here.
We have interesting dynamic unfolding here. All right, we're gonna get some tests on you, okay? All right. Two brothers that they have pathological drive to overeat.
Enter Dr. Now, the only sane person in this entire clown show. He takes one look at this family and immediately sees through all the nonsense. He's not just treating two overweight brothers, he's diagnosing a pathologically sick family unit. He calls it a downward death spiral, and he's not wrong. While the brothers are focused on their immediate pains and wants, Dr. Now sees the bigger picture. A deeply ingrained system of dysfunction where everyone is contributing to the disaster. His decision to admit them both isn't just for medical tests, it's an attempt to quarantine them from their own toxic dynamic and figure out if there's anything left to save.
I want to go home. Don't want to stay here.
First of all, we got all the lab work back and everything looked okay.
Well, that didn't take long. Justin provides our first and perhaps most pathetic act of defiance. He came all the way to Houston supposedly to get help, but the second he's in a hospital and things aren't going exactly his way, he completely shuts down. He literally turns his back on Dr. Now and refuses to speak. You might think it's social anxiety, folks. It isn't. This is a full-blown tantrum from a grown man who would rather flee than face an ounce of discomfort or accountability. He's trying to detach so he doesn't have to deal with anything, a tactic that probably works on his dad but is just sad and infuriating to watch here. What a wasted opportunity.
People to respond around here.
We're starting to develop some issues with Steven. Over the past month, a lot of his pathological behavior started to come out. He's become abusive to hospital staff.
The honeymoon period is officially over and the real Steven is coming out to play. His weapon of choice? The nurse's call button. He wields it as an instrument of psychological warfare. He's become completely abusive to the staff, demanding everyone wait on him hand and foot. Dr. Now calls out his pathological, childlike behavior, but Steven's excuse is that if he acts like a kid, he wants to be treated like one. Seriously, he's a 33-year-old man acting like a spoiled brat, and he thinks that's a justification. This is sheet control and manipulation, and it is absolutely infuriating to watch him terrorize these nurses.
Self-complaining from the nurses that you need to change your behavior, you haven't.
I know that, and I apologize for it.
Apology mean nothing.
And there it is. Dr. Now has had it up to here with Steven's monstrous behavior and officially kicks him out of the hospital. The look on Steven's face is priceless, a mix of shock and terror now that his manipulative tactics have finally failed. Dr. Now lays it out cold. You're not staying here anymore, and if you have nowhere to go, we will drop you at a homeless shelter. This is the ultimate confrontation. For the first time, Steven's whining and fake apologies mean nothing. He pushed the one person trying to save him too far, and now he has to face the consequences of his actions. Bravo, Doctor. Now.
All right, and we're gonna check your weight for final weight going on.
Okay.
So we can monitor your progress at home.
After being thrown out of the hospital, Steven has managed to lose over 100 pounds. He's at 624, and Dr. Now is giving him one final chance to prove he can do it on his own in an apartment. For a split second, you think, maybe this is it. Maybe hitting rock bottom actually worked. He's getting the opportunity to learn independence and take control. But we've seen this movie before, haven't we? This isn't a moment of triumph. It's the setup for the final act of self-destruction. The stage is set for him to either sink or swim, and my money is on sink.
Right now, I'm waiting on Dr. Now to come see me because he wants to talk to me, and I don't think it's gonna be good.
Hi, Steven.
Hi.
How are you this morning?
Okay.
So, Steven, you don't seem to listen or care to listen.
The final verdict is in, and it's a spectacular failure. After months of manipulation, lying, and doctor shopping for painkillers, Dr. Now brings the hammer down. Steven didn't just fail, he actively sabotaged every opportunity given to him. Confronted with his actions, Steven finally admits he's using his lymphedema to feed his drug habit. It's a stunning confession. Dr. Now, having seen enough, suspends him from the weight loss program entirely and sends him to drug rehab. It's not about food anymore. This is a man so deep deep in his addictions that he is on the verge of a fatal overdose. An absolutely tragic but completely predictable conclusion.
I can't do it on my own, and my weight has become a burden to my family.
Kaya!
Whoa, we are starting off on a whole new level of grim, everyone. This is not just about being unable to move. This is about a complete loss of dignity. The fact that her 11-year-old daughter, a child, has to act as a full-time caretaker is absolutely heartbreaking and frankly infuriating. This poor kid is being robbed of her childhood because her mother is literally imprisoned inside her own body. The sheer physical pain Cynthia is in just to get through a morning is one thing, but making your child assist you with basic hygiene? That's a cry for help if I've ever seen one.
Been abusing them, and my cousin could no longer take care of them. I went from 0 kids to 3 kids overnight, a month old with broken ribs.
Okay folks, now we get the backstory, and it is a bombshell. Imagine being 28 years old, single, and then overnight, boom, you are the sole guardian to 3 children who have been horrifically abused. We're talking broken ribs, full body casts. This is a level of trauma and responsibility that would break most people. Her entire life stopped being her own. Food clearly became the only coping mechanism available when her world was turned completely upside down. It's a truly tragic foundation, and it explains so much about how she ended up using food to bury overwhelming pain and stress.
So even though I've had breakfast, I stopped to get a snack. Hi, I need 3 large jalapeno kolaches, 2 glazed.
Are you kidding me? People, look at this. She has barely started her day, and she's pulling over for what can only be described as a small feast disguised as a snack. 3 large jalapeno kolaches, glazed twists, and donut holes. That is not a snack. That is a full-blown meal for a family of 4, and it's all for her before she even gets to work. This moment right here shows the depth of the codependency she has with food. It's not just a comfort, it's a constant, compulsive ritual. Her car has become a private dining room for self-destruction. This is simply feeding an addiction that is raging completely out of control.
So you're 42, and the likelihood that you're going to make this 50 are not very good.
And here he is, Dr. Now, the only voice of reason in this entire storm of chaos. He doesn't mince words, does he? He lays it out with pure, cold, hard facts. She's 42 years old, weighs 610 pounds, and the odds of her seeing 50 are slim to none. This is the wake-up call she desperately needs. For the first time, someone is handing her not just a diet plan, but a life-or-death ultimatum. He sees the whole picture and is essentially telling her that if she wants to be there for those 5 kids she loves so much, she has to start showing up for her own life first. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
I am 6 pounds short. I don't know how the doctor's gonna react, but I hope at least he sees I'm trying.
I'm still proud of you.
Hey, y'all doing?
Good, and you?
Wow, the first weigh-in, and it's the first major stumble. Lost 24 pounds. Now, for a normal person, that's amazing, but in Dr. Now's world, it's a failure. She missed the goal by several pounds, and you can see the instant deflation in her face. This is that harsh reality check. She's realizing that the addiction is more powerful than she thought, and that this journey is going to be an absolute war. She admits she made bad choices, and this moment is crucial. The old habits are a powerful enemy, a deeply ingrained force that won't be defeated easily. The question is, will this initial failure break her, or will it finally light a fire under her?
Every goddamn night, Mama, what's for dinner? Sometimes I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer because I'm trying to get my ass down here. And if this is what it's gonna turn me into, then I don't want to do it. I'm over it.
You're doing it for your kids.
After gaining 4 pounds, she completely loses it on her brother in the car. This is a volcanic eruption of every ounce of frustration, self-pity, and anger she's been holding back. The screaming, the cursing, the blaming of finances, it's a masterclass in deflection. But this isn't just manipulation. This is what rock bottom looks like. It's the raw, unfiltered agony of an addict being stripped of their drug. She is finally confronting the sheer misery of her situation, and all that pain is coming to the surface in one of the most explosive meltdowns we have ever seen on this show.
Go on walks a lot more than we are now. You know, part of the reason I'm doing all this is for you and Robert and Jeffrey and Jordan and Shaquille. Yeah. So that's why I depend on you to push me.
What a stunning turnaround. After that chaotic meltdown, This is the moment that truly matters. It's not a doctor's threat or a number on a scale that sparks the change. It's a quiet walk with her 11-year-old daughter, Ukiah. This child, who has had to be a caretaker, is now her mother's biggest cheerleader and coach. When Ukiah tells her mom she depends on her to push her, you can see the shift in Cynthia's eyes. She realizes she's not just fighting for herself, she's fighting to give her daughter a real mother and a normal childhood. This is her true motivation.
I see that you're down to 534 pounds, so total weight loss from day one, 77 pounds. That's a very good turnaround.
Yes, this is the victory we needed to see. Look at that number, 533 pounds. That is a total loss of 77 pounds. She didn't just meet the goal, she absolutely smashed it. And the look on Dr. Now's face says it all. He's not just pleased, he is genuinely proud of her. This is her earned reward. She went through the fire of that emotional breakdown, listened to the pleas of her children, and fought for every single one of those pounds. Getting approved for surgery isn't just a medical decision anymore. It's a validation of her incredible hard work and her commitment to finally changing her life. What a moment.
Is your 10 day after surgery, huh?
Yep.
All right, how's everything coming along?
Great.
How is your pain and discomfort?
Don't have any.
And there it is, folks, the first major milestone of her new life, a total of 100 pounds gone. She is officially in the 500s and is cleared to go home to her children. This is the hopeful beginning we were all waiting for. While Dr. Now is right to be concerned about her resistance to therapy, you cannot deny the physical progress she has made. This surgery was the tool she needed, and now she's equipped to start building a new future. It was never just about the food, it was about reclaiming a life that was buried under responsibility and trauma. The road ahead is long, but for the first time, she's actually on it.